My girlfriend called me by my friend's name during. How do I take this? Me and my friends were on a vacation trip, and one night when me and my GF were having sex, she called me by my friend's name. We stopped, and she covered her face, and we were silent. Then I said like WTF, and she started apologizing and looking like she was about to cry and saying her head got jumbled up or something. I was too angry to talk, so we didn't speak the rest of the night, and next day till like noon. When we spoke about it, her reasoning was like she's already been mixing up our names because of how much we are together now on the trip, because as is me and him do hang out very often, and I guess we kind of look similar, but basically she said she got jumbled up in her head and she already mixes up our names as is, which I kind of get because some of my other friends also sometimes mixed up our names. But this is obviously a way different scenario. I asked her if she's attracted to my friend, and she said he's good looking, but she's not attracted to him. At the time, we have been dating for about 3 months, I want to say. I'm really lost and want to believe her, but when I'm having sex with her, I don't think about anyone else, and I just can't see how I could say another girl's name unless I was thinking about another girl, or unless I said my ex's name that I had been with for 4 years and I just started seeing this girl. So unfortunately for me, the story is more complicated than just this. I feel embarrassed to admit that this actually happened almost 2 years ago, and I'm still with her and we have had our ups and downs. But things have been really good between us. I'm dealing with 2 in my family right now and dealing with a lot of stress with work and trying to budget for a new car. So I feel like I'm not in the best state of mind to bring this up to her. That's why I want to take my time with how I move with this and see others' opinions. I wanted insight on this scenario because I never talked to anyone about it, and I really just brushed over it and believed her because I felt that we had really clicked with each other, but I just tried to sweep it all under the rug and never gave it any more thought because of how much it bothered me. And now I'm dealing with the repercussions. I just told the most trusted, longest friend I have about this scenario for the first time, because I recently hung around the friend whose name she said during sex, and I've been distancing myself from him for a while now, because he is not a very trustworthy person and he is very selfish, which makes me freak out about the whole situation even more. I'm not sure if I should even bring this up again, but it's really bothering me. I feel as if I need to, but I don't know how to talk about it without making it seem like I don't trust her. After that awkward night on our vacation, I found myself caught in a whirlwind of emotions. The trip, which was supposed to be a relaxing getaway with friends, turned into a mental battleground. I replayed the incident over and over in my mind, trying to make sense of it. My girlfriend's explanation seemed plausible, yet it left a lingering doubt that I couldn't shake. In the days following the incident, I noticed subtle changes in my behavior. I became hyper-aware of any interactions between my girlfriend and my friend, scrutinizing every glance and word exchanged between them. It was exhausting, and I knew it wasn't healthy, but I couldn't help myself. The seed of doubt had been planted, and it was growing despite my efforts to ignore it. As the vacation continued, I tried to focus on the positives. My girlfriend and I had shared many wonderful moments together, and I reminded myself of the connection we had built over the past few months. She was attentive and caring, always making an effort to reassure me of her feelings. Yet, in quiet moments, the memory of her slip-up would resurface, casting a shadow over my thoughts. When we returned home, life resumed its usual pace. We settled back into our routines, and gradually, the incident faded into the background. Our relationship continued to grow, and we navigated the ups and downs that come with any partnership. I convinced myself that her explanation was genuine and that it was an honest mistake. However, the doubt never truly disappeared. It lingered in the recesses of my mind, occasionally surfacing during moments of insecurity or stress. I found myself questioning my own worth and attractiveness, wondering if I was enough for her. It was a struggle, but I pushed those thoughts aside, determined not to let them define our relationship. Fast forward to the present, and life has thrown new challenges my way. The recent losses in my family have been devastating, and the stress of work and financial pressures has taken its toll. In this vulnerable state, the unresolved issue from 2 years ago has resurfaced with a vengeance. It's as if the emotional turmoil has reopened old wounds, and I'm left grappling with feelings I thought I had buried. Confiding in my trusted friend was a difficult decision, but it provided some relief. Sharing the burden of my doubts and fears helped me gain perspective, and his support was invaluable. Yet, the conversation also reignited my anxiety about my girlfriend's past slip-up. My friend's insights into the character of the friend whose name she mentioned only added fuel to the fire, making me question everything once more. Now, I'm at a crossroads. The urge to address the issue with my girlfriend is strong, but I'm hesitant. I fear that bringing it up will unravel the progress we've made and cast a shadow over the happiness we've built together. At the same time, I know that ignoring it isn't a sustainable solution. I need closure, but I'm unsure how to achieve it without damaging our relationship. As I navigate this complex emotional landscape, I'm reminded of the importance of trust and communication. I know that to move forward, I must find a way to express my feelings honestly and openly. It's a daunting prospect, but I owe it to myself and to her to confront the issue head-on. In the end, I hope that by addressing this lingering doubt, we can strengthen our bond and continue to grow together. It's a journey that requires courage and vulnerability, but I'm determined to find a resolution that brings peace to both of us. As I pondered the best way to approach the conversation with my girlfriend, I realized that timing and setting would be crucial. I wanted to ensure that we were both in a calm and open state of mind, free from the distractions and stresses of everyday life. With this in mind, I decided to plan a weekend getaway for just the two of us, a chance to reconnect and create a space for honest dialogue. I chose a cozy cabin in the mountains, a place where we could escape the hustle and bustle of the city and immerse ourselves in nature. The drive up was peaceful, the winding roads lined with towering trees, and the air crisp and refreshing. As we arrived at the cabin, I felt a sense of anticipation mixed with nervousness. This was the moment I had been waiting for, and I hoped it would bring the clarity and resolution I needed. The first evening was spent enjoying a simple dinner by the fireplace, the warmth of the flames casting a comforting glow. We talked and laughed, reminiscing about our favorite memories and sharing our hopes for the future. It was a reminder of the deep connection we shared, and it gave me the courage to broach the subject that had been weighing on my mind. As the conversation naturally lulled, I took a deep breath and turned to her. "There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about," I began, my voice steady, but laced with vulnerability. She looked at me with curiosity and concern, sensing the seriousness of my tone. "Of course. What's on your mind?" I hesitated for a moment, gathering my thoughts. "Do you remember that trip we took a couple of years ago with our friends? There was something that happened that I've never really been able to shake off." Her expression shifted to one of understanding, and she nodded slowly. "You mean the time I accidentally called you by our friend's name?" "Yeah," I replied, relieved that she remembered. "I know it's been a long time and we've moved on in so many ways, but with everything going on in my life right now, it's been on my mind a lot." She reached for my hand, her touch. "I understand. It was a mistake, and I know it hurt you. I've always regretted it, and I want you to know that it never meant anything more than a slip of the tongue." Her sincerity was palpable, and I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. "I believe you," I said, my voice filled with emotion. "But I think it's important for us to talk about it openly, so it doesn't linger in the background." We spent the next few hours discussing our feelings, our fears, and our hopes for the future. It was a cathartic experience, allowing us to address the doubts and insecurities that had been simmering beneath the surface. Through our conversation, I realized that trust is not just about believing in each other's words, but also about being vulnerable and honest, even when it's difficult. By the time we retired to bed, I felt a renewed sense of closeness with her. The air was filled with a sense of peace and understanding, and I knew that we had taken an important step forward in our relationship. The rest of the weekend was spent exploring the beauty of the mountains, hiking through trails, and savoring the tranquility of the natural world. Each moment was a reminder of the strength of our bond and the resilience of our love. As we drove back home, I reflected on the journey we had taken together, not just the physical journey to the cabin, but the emotional journey of growth and healing. I felt grateful for the opportunity to confront my fears and for the love and support of my girlfriend, who had stood by my side through it all. In the end, I realized that relationships are not defined by the challenges we face, but by how we choose to overcome them. With open hearts and open minds, we can navigate the complexities of love and emerge stronger together. As the weeks passed after their heartfelt conversation in the mountains, life began to settle into a comforting rhythm. The openness and honesty they had shared during their getaway had strengthened their bond, and they both felt more connected than ever. Yet, life with its unpredictable nature, had more in store for them. One evening, as they sat together on the couch, her head resting on his shoulder, she brought up an idea that had been brewing in her mind. "You know," she began, tracing patterns on his arm with her fingertips, "I've been thinking about how much that trip meant to us. What if we made it a tradition, a yearly retreat just for us?" He smiled at the thought, the idea resonating with him. "I love that. A chance to reconnect and escape the chaos of everyday life. Where should we go next?" They spent the evening dreaming up destinations, from serene beaches to bustling cities, each idea sparking excitement and wanderlust. It was a reminder of the adventures that awaited them, both in travel and in life. As they planned, they also began to talk about their future in broader terms. Conversations about career aspirations, personal goals, and even the possibility of starting a family filled their evenings. These discussions, once tentative and filled with uncertainty, now felt grounded and hopeful. One day, while walking through a local park, she paused and turned to him with a thoughtful expression. "Do you ever think about what it would be like to have a little one running around?" she asked, her eyes filled with a mixture of curiosity and warmth. He chuckled, imagining the scene. "I do, actually. It's a bit daunting, but also exciting. I think we'd make a great team." Her smile widened, and she took his hand, squeezing it gently. "I think so too. Maybe not right away, but someday." Their conversation about the future felt natural, a testament to the trust and understanding they had cultivated. It was a new chapter they were writing together, one filled with possibilities and dreams. As they continued their walk, the sun setting in a blaze of color, they talked about the life they envisioned together. It was a life filled with love, laughter, and the promise of new adventures. And as they walked hand in hand, they knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, with open hearts and unwavering support. As the seasons changed, so did the landscape of their lives. With each month, their relationship deepened, and they found themselves more in tune with each other's rhythms and desires. They continued to nurture their tradition of annual retreats, each trip a new adventure that brought them closer together. Their latest escape took them to a quaint coastal town, where the salty breeze and the sound of waves crashing against the shore provided the perfect backdrop for reflection and relaxation. They rented a small cottage overlooking the ocean, its cozy interior filled with the scent of fresh linen and sea air. One evening, as they sat on the porch wrapped in blankets, watching the sun dip below the horizon, she turned to him with a contemplative look. "You know, being here makes me think about how far we've come," she said softly. "It's amazing to see how much we've grown together." He nodded, his gaze fixed on the vibrant colors painting the sky. "It really is. I feel like every challenge we've faced has only made us stronger." She smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "Do you remember that first trip, when everything felt so uncertain?" "How could I forget?" he replied with a chuckle. "It seems like a lifetime ago, but I'm grateful for it. It taught us the importance of communication and trust." Their conversation drifted into silence, the kind of comfortable quiet that speaks volumes. They both knew that the journey they had embarked on was not just about the places they visited, but about the journey within themselves and with each other. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, she took a deep breath and spoke again. "I've been thinking, maybe it's time we take the next step." He turned to her, curiosity piqued. "What do you mean?" She hesitated for a moment, gathering her thoughts. "I mean, maybe it's time we start thinking about building a life together, officially. You know, moving in, maybe even getting engaged." Her words hung in the air, filled with possibility and hope. He felt a rush of emotion, a mix of excitement and anticipation. "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" he asked, a smile tugging at his lips. She nodded, her eyes shining with sincerity. "I am. I love you, and I want to spend my life with you." His heart swelled with joy, and he pulled her into a tight embrace. "I love you too, more than anything, and I can't imagine my life without you." Under the starlit sky, they made a promise to each other, a promise to continue building a life filled with love, adventure, and unwavering support. It was a new chapter, one they were eager to write together hand in hand. The following months were a whirlwind of excitement and planning. They found a cozy apartment in the city, a place they could call their own. Moving in together was a new adventure, filled with laughter and the occasional challenge, but it was a journey they embraced wholeheartedly. As they settled into their new home, they began to plan their future in earnest. Conversations about engagement turned into plans for a small, intimate ceremony surrounded by their closest friends and family. It was a celebration of their love and the life they had built together. On the day of their engagement, they stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean, the same spot where they had first talked about their future. As they exchanged vows, the wind carried their words out to sea, a testament to the strength and depth of their commitment. Their journey was far from over, but they faced the future with confidence and joy, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. With open hearts and unwavering support, they continued to write their story, one filled with love, laughter, and the promise of new adventures. Thank you for watching. Write comments, put likes. Do not forget to watch other videos.